Thank you for visiting the Combs Waterkotte YouTube channel. We are a leading criminal defense law firm in Illinois and Missouri, with over 600 perfect reviews and a long history of client satisfaction, criminal case dismissals, charge reductions, and victories. Our firm has created these audio articles to help protect your freedom, reputation, and rights. If we are hired for your case, we will not give up until you receive fair justice. CDL DUI Lawyer in Chicago. If you have been charged with a commercial driver's license, CDL DUI in Chicago, you are facing significant consequences to both your personal and professional life. In Illinois, a CDL DUI is a Class A misdemeanor that will result in a 1-year CDL disqualification if you were caught driving with a 0.04% BAC level in either a commercial or personal vehicle. With the stakes adding up for this DUI, it is imperative that you retain a Chicago DUI defense lawyer immediately. To get former law enforcement and prosecutor experience behind you and a team that is always trial-ready, contact our Chicago criminal defense lawyers now at 3125-00 HELP or contact us online for a free consultation. What happens to my CDL after a DUI in Chicago? CDL implications can begin immediately after arrest or statutory summary suspension. When you are arrested for a CDL DUI in Chicago, you are facing the following consequences to your commercial driver's license: mandatory 1-year disqualification of your CDL, 3-year disqualification of your CDL if transporting hazardous materials, a lifetime ban for a second or subsequent DUI conviction. Your regular driver's license can also be suspended or revoked following a CDL DUI. Additionally, you will need to notify your employer within 30 days, whether you are driving a commercial vehicle or your personal vehicle. Chicago CDL arrest. Timeline. What happens step by step? While the aftermath of a Chicago CDL arrest can feel confusing or overwhelming, we are here to walk with you through each stage of your case. Following a CDL arrest, you can expect this timeline to occur: traffic stop and CDL arrest. After being pulled over and subjected to field sobriety testing/chemical testing, you may be arrested if an officer believes you are impaired. Booking and immediate license consequences. You will be taken into custody, and your driver's license may be confiscated. In most cases, a statutory summary suspension notice is issued shortly after arrest. CDL notification risk begins because you are required to report your CDL DUI arrest within 30 days. You may face immediate work restrictions or suspension from your employer. DUI charges filed in criminal court. Once DUI charges are filed in court, you will receive an arraignment date. During this stage, bond conditions, such as travel limits or alcohol restrictions, may be imposed. Secretary of State/license suspension process. This determines whether your driving privileges are suspended or revoked, though you may be able to challenge your suspension at a hearing. CDL disqualification begins if convicted or adjudicated. A first DUI conviction typically triggers a 1-year CDL disqualification. Repeat offenses can result in longer or permanent disqualification. Defense strategy phase. This is when we review the stop, testing, and any evidence against you. We may be able to file motions to suppress and dismiss and pursue negotiations or trial if necessary. CDL DUI penalties in Chicago. For a CDL DUI in Chicago, you are facing a Class A misdemeanor charge, 6 months in jail, up to $1,000 in fines, community service, an out-of-service order. You are prohibited from operating a commercial vehicle for at least 24 hours. A 12-month disqualification of your license for a first offense, A 3-year disqualification of your license for transporting hazardous materials. A lifetime disqualification of your license for a second offense. Since both your personal life and professional life can be severely affected, it is recommended that you swiftly speak with our Chicago DUI Defense Lawyer to discuss your legal options. CDL disqualification rules in Illinois. If you are a CDL holder in Illinois, arrested for DUI, you are facing serious consequences that can threaten both your driving privileges and your ability to earn a living. These include stricter legal standards and harsh disqualification penalties, such as lower BAC limit. For CDL holders, you can be charged with a CDL DUI if you are driving a commercial or personal vehicle with a BAC level of 0.04%, half the legal limit. Personal vehicle limit. If you were driving your personal vehicle at the time of the alleged DUI incident, you will still face a 1-year CDL disqualification. First offense, you are facing a minimum of a 1-year disqualification for driving under the influence. Hazardous materials. You are facing a 3-year disqualification if you were driving a commercial vehicle and transporting hazardous materials. Second offense, you are facing a lifetime disqualification for a second DUI conviction. Reinstatement. You will have to fulfill all criminal and administrative requirements and pass required tests to be able to restore your CDL. Because CDL holders are held to a higher standard than other drivers, the consequences of a DUI can extend far beyond a typical case. Don't let a single mistake, on or off the job, impact your ability to work, earn income, and maintain your career. Call our Chicago CDL DUI lawyers today for aggressive DUI defense. How a CDL DUI in Chicago affects your job and career. A CDL DUI in Chicago can severely affect your CDL license, your current job, and your future job prospects. Following a DUI arrest and conviction, you are looking at providing notice to your employer. You have to notify your employer of a DUI conviction within 30 days per federal regulations. Some company policies additionally mandate that you notify them of an arrest immediately. Often mandatory termination. Many employers have strict policies and insurance requirements that force them to terminate a driver with a DUI conviction. CDL disqualification. A first-time DUI will result in a 1-year disqualification of your CDL, whether you were driving your commercial or personal vehicle. Lifetime revocation. If you are convicted of a second DUI, you will be facing a lifetime revocation of your CDL. Loss of endorsements. A DUI can result in a loss of endorsements. Example, hazardous materials, making it difficult to get insured and limiting employment options in transport. Criminal record. Impact, depending on the circumstances and how your case is resolved, a DUI conviction may remain on both your motor vehicle record and criminal record long-term, and in some cases permanently, and be viewed by future employers. At Combs Waterkotte, we are prepared to challenge illegal stops, negotiate to dismiss or reduce your charges, and fight to have your driving privileges upheld. What happens at a CDL license suspension hearing in Chicago? You can contest your CDL license suspension at a license suspension hearing, or Illinois Secretary of State administrative hearing. At this hearing, the following will take place. Evidence is reviewed. The hearing officer will examine evidence such as testimony, driving records, and affidavits. A defense is presented. You can establish that you don't pose a danger to public safety and that your license suspension causes significant hardship. A decision is made. The hearing officer can grant full reinstatement, issue a restricted driving permit, RDP, or uphold the suspension. A written decision is customarily mailed to you within 90 days of the hearing. Causes of CDL arrests in Chicago. Often, a CDL DUI arrest does not begin with obvious impairment. It can start with a routine stop or inspection that escalates suddenly. Officers are trained to look for signs of alcohol or drug use, and you could be arrested for a CDL DUI after any of the following circumstances. Minor violations: lane drifting, broken taillight, failure to signal, DOT inspections/roadside safety checks, hours of service or logbook violations, erratic driving, reckless driving, speeding 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, accidents or leaving the scene of an accident, alcohol violations, operating with a BAC of 0.04% or higher, or open container violations, drug use or impairment, driving with a revoked/disqualified license, using a commercial vehicle to commit a felony. With your CDL and your livelihood at stake, you need to take swift legal action to protect your rights. Combs Waterkotte is a leading criminal defense law firm serving the entire states of Illinois and Missouri. We have offices in St. Louis, Chicago, Kansas City, Clayton, Branson, and Belleville. We look forward to helping you with your criminal defense attorney needs.